Hey, it's Mr. Redstone, and in this video we are going to be writing linear equations in slope-intercept form when we're given 2 points. First, a bit of vocabulary. Slope-intercept form, that is y equals mx plus b, where m is your slope and b is your y-intercept, hence the term slope-intercept form. Now I'm going to do these two ways. I've got a grid on the right, and then I'll do it algebraically on the left. It's important to know how to use the graph, because if you can't do it using your equation, this gives you a nice out. So I'll start by plotting my 2 points, -3, -10, and 2, 5. Once you see your 2 points plotted, you can then count your vertical change and your horizontal change. That'll tell you your slope. Looks like it's going to be 15/5. So your slope is 15/5, or written more properly, 3/1. Every time x goes up by 1, y goes up by 3. And now that we know that, I can start adding some subsequent points in between these so we can zero in on just where the y-intercept would be. So over 1 up 3, over 1 up 3, and one more time should do it. There it is. Your y-intercept is going to be -1. And now that we've done that, we've actually answered the question. We know the slope, we know the y-intercept, so we know the equation of the line. It's going to be 3x minus 1. Now suppose you didn't have a grid. What did we do graphically that we can translate into our algebraic method? The first thing we did was to find the slope. And if you're given 2 points, you can find the slope using the equation y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And when you're first starting out, it's always a good idea to label your points, because if you get 1 point in the wrong spot, your slope's going to fall apart. So we're going to have 5 subtract -10 over 2 subtract -3. Which is 15/5 or 3. Same thing that we got earlier. Now, this becomes like a previous topic. We know the slope, we know a point. The only thing we don't know in this, y equals mx plus b, is the y-intercept. So I'm going to choose a point. It could be -3, -10, or 2, 5. Oh, sorry about that. I'm going to use 2, 5 because all of the values are positive. That just makes my life easier, less likely to make a mistake. I know that my slope is 3, and I'm going to substitute that into y equals mx plus b. My y value is 5, slope of 3, x value of 2, plus b. So given a point, given a slope, we are figuring out what that y-intercept is, and we get -1. So we're not done. We have to clean this up now and put it into the equation of the line, y equals 3x minus 1, which matches our graph. Now I could have used -3, -10 as my point. I would have arrived at the same answer. So what I'm going to do this time is the algebraic method first, and then use the graph to check it. Again, I'm going to label what I'm going to call x1, y1 and x2, y2, because the first thing I need is the slope. So y2 minus 1 over x2 minus x1 would be 8 minus 2 over -5 subtract 10. Or 6 over -15. Divide top and bottom by 3, you'll get 2 over -5 or -2/5. Okay, now we have the slope. We're going to have to use one of these points to figure out the y-intercept. So the x and the y value I'm going to use is 10, 2, just because everything was positive, nice round numbers. And we know our slope of -2/5. So now let's substitute this into the equation y equals mx plus b. Y is 2, m is -2/5, x is 10. The b we're not sure about yet. Negative 2/5 of 10 is negative 4. We add 4 to both sides to get 6. And we've answered the question. Y will equal negative 2/5 of x plus 6. This is the equation that relates all of the x and y's on our line. Now, if I plot these 2 points, I should get the same answer. So let's try it. 10, 2 would be over here on the right. Negative 5, 8 would be up there in the second quadrant. If I were to then calculate the slope, I would get that negative 6/15, which simplifies down to negative 2/5. Knowing that, I can plot some other points to zero in on the y-intercept, which again is 6. So by using the graph and using the information given, we're able to use the slope to find the y-intercept, just like we did with our algebra. That's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.